Hey guys, what's up? My name is Officer Jacko. Quick thing before I get the video started. My Discord link to my official Discord chat will be in the description box below. Not only will other links to things like my roleplay crew that I'm currently in will also be in links, and hope you enjoy. So today I'm talking about the British police versus the American police. So obviously they're two separate things entirely. If you live in Britain, you'll know that our police need some improvements in some areas. American police, if you live in America, you'll also know that your police needs some improvements in certain areas. So after my video where I was bitching about Crown Victorias and everything like that, I thought that I would go and make a video on British police versus American police. So I was just going to show you, start off with things like police cars, and if people like this, it can go on to like tactics and so on and so forth. But so this is a Vauxhall Astra. This is a standard Vauxhall Astra. This is what you'd expect to see in London quite a lot. Local policing, you'll generally see things like this for traffic enforcement. These are our new area cars that we get. Locally we have these. They're nice looking cars. But this is what we have to call nice. Obviously we live in Britain, so we can't have ultra fast cars. But our police used to have to drive around in these all day long. But Stanley, this is a standard response car for the Metropolitan Police. And then police transport vans, we get these. Vauxhall Vivaros. Most of our police force, I have to admit, is run off of Vauxhall. The Vivaro is an alright looking van. Like it does have a very small image. It actually looks okay as a police van. I wouldn't say it looks brilliant because I don't like the front bumper on them. Apparently they're very, very weak. But this is what you're more likely to expect, an older style Vivaro with a rotating light on the top. That is just brilliant. But that's what you're likely to expect as like a police transport kind of van. I wouldn't say that they're great, but they're practical and they work. They work effectively in getting people in the back. Moving on is to the police with guns. They get police ARVs, armed response vehicles. And generally, you expect them, they're generally quite, these big, quite bulky looking, big BMWs and Vauxhalls and Mitsubishis and stuff like this. This one would be more used in rural policing, but these are the fast response ones. These are slightly slow response, so obviously they're larger. And this is one that you'd expect to see in the Metropolitan Police. So these are the cars that carry guns, that go to terrorist attacks. They effectively respond to terrorist attacks, people with guns, people with knives, etc., etc. So moving on to American police, this is what we would consider as an ARV, a Crown Victoria. Standard American police car, right here. They carry guns because it's America, and for some reason they need guns to protect themselves. If they hadn't brought along guns and they'd have actually controlled their laws, maybe they wouldn't need all of these guns that they've got. But this is the problem that we have. These to them are just, yeah, it's just a police car. Officer carries a gun, so what? We're used to it. We have to have a massive car like this, and the guns have to be literally padlocked in order to transport them. There is so much stuff that goes on for an officer to carry, even a taser. There's a lot of training that goes into that. In America, you just do your training and you get given a gun and sometimes even an assault rifle. Moving on to slightly larger vehicles, you've got these, which I have to admit I do like the newer model of them. They do look quite nice. The nice big Ford Tahoe. I think they look pretty sexy with the orange light bar at the back. That's pretty nice. These also carry guns for some reason that I do not know why they need so many guns. Because America has a big problem at the moment with gun violence. It's obvious to see, but the guy who's running the whole operation doesn't quite see that. So, if they didn't have the big cock up with all the guns in the first place, why do they need them now? It's not to protect myself from all those burglars and terrorists and ISIS. In America, a gun is more likely to kill you than ISIS are likely to kill you. So it does kind of contradict that, oh, I need my gun to protect me and my family. No, you don't. You don't need a AK-47. Like, I've seen people with machine guns and stuff like that. I've seen people with machine guns that are just needed. Like, I would appreciate someone who's American to tell me why the fuck you need an army rated weapon to protect your house. Like, even this, that is too much. that was out on the streets in the UK, it would just be complete warfare if somebody even had this with a painted tip over the end. They bring out armed response vehicles. In America, they just bring along the thing. See, you don't need AR-15s, shotguns, Glocks, M249 saws to protect yourself. Yeah? I hope you understand where I'm coming from, but back to the topic of police vehicles. You've got FPIUs. They're all right looking cars, I have to admit. They're very American. That's obviously a GTA one, but this is a real life one. It's a nice looking car, I've got to admit. It's nice, it's big, and it's practical, because obviously you can transport people without needing to bring along these every time you arrest someone. Because transporting someone in one of these, if you've ever noticed or been in the back of a UK police car, which I hope you haven't have been, because that would be naughty. But look, you can see here they don't have a cage or anything special like that. They're just a standard car, basically, with lights on the top. Then you have stuff like this. If America hadn't of, if they had controlled their gun violence years and years and years and years and years ago, when the gun you had to cock it and pull it back and put gunpowder in it, then put the little ball in there, and then you'd fire it and it'd throw you back like 25 years. And if they had have sort of brought back that rule and said, yeah, okay, you shouldn't need to own an assault rifle to protect yourself, because it wouldn't have been a necessity if they hadn't have brought in guns in the first place. Like, America owns more guns than nearly the whole world. Like, I think there's like 300 million guns in the whole of the US. I think that's 87 guns to every 100 people, I think the stats last said. So you have these as SWAT vehicles. Our SWAT vehicles are these. These are what turn up to shootouts. I don't think Americans would be very scared if you saw this just rock up and go, police, police, stop, please. Would you, if these guys roll up? But you have this roll up on you, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to stop, and they're likely just to crush you so far underground, it's unreal. Then traffic enforcement, they have overly fast cars. Like, I honestly think a Dodge Charger is quite unnecessary for traffic enforcement. Like, unless you're like on a high speed, ultra high tech police team that only chases after people in Lamborghinis, then yeah, Dodge Charger's reasonable. Like a Crown Vic, that can chase something. That's got a few horses under its bonnet, obviously, because it's a Crown Victoria. But I think Dodge Chargers do make it a little. I understand they're American cars. Dodge is America. But sometimes I do find them to be a little bit too much overkill. And it sort of shows the budget difference between the UK and the US, yeah? These cars we use for traffic enforcement. Vauxhall Astras. Like, I don't really know why, but I don't think I'd be too scared if this little thing turns up behind me and goes, stop, please, please. If I had this thing, however, pull up behind me, well, not obviously a toy car, but if I had this thing with police lights on top here, pull up behind me and go, oi, stop, this is the police, and then them having a gun in the car as well, like, I'm not shitting on US police, right? I'm making a point that they screwed up. America as a whole screwed up. And I realise I'm just stating the obvious. If you live in the UK, I've never ever been involved with a gun, had a gun pointed at me, needed to protect. I've never ever had like any of my family need to protect me with a weapon, because we're not nuts like they are in America. In America, they feel it's necessary to own machine guns, assault rifles to protect yourself. Never have I ever. I've been nearly broken into, but they couldn't get through my door. I've been assaulted. I've been mugged at weapon point. I've been assaulted. You name it, it's happened. Apart from anything life threatening, and never in my life have I needed to have the safety of feeling a gun in my house when in the UK, if you see a gun and you're in the police, your job is to. You're basically told to protect yourself to whatever extent you can, and then you wait for armed response. In the US, sorry, it's just okay. He has a gun. Bang, 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 bang. And this is why you get so much stuff put down on US law enforcement. And I'm aware that at some point I'm going to end up on either Donut Operator's channel. Anyway, shout out to you as well. You're an awesome YouTuber. But I'm aware that I'm going to end up on his channel or somebody like that's channel for shitting on US law enforcement. I want to make it clear that I'm not. I am just highlighting the problems within law enforcement itself. And I know that my words aren't going to change anyone's mind on how they do their job, because that's not my job. I understand that I'm only a police cadet, but I'm not stupid to realise that there is a problem, and that the problem is spiralling out of control. And like when I say spiraling, I mean it's like tornadoing out of control. And it needs fixing. At the end of the day, when you have this as an armed response vehicle, and we have to have these as armed response vehicles, and these, well, obviously we don't use these anymore because that rotary light bar, though, we all have LEDs now. We used to have, obviously you can't really see that, but it's really small, but we have these armed response vehicles. America has these, and these, all with guns in them, yeah? I don't really know where I have to explain the obvious, that if America hadn't have brought so many guns into the world, these wouldn't be needed. Nor would overly fast cars be needed to get away from dangerous criminals. Like, in the UK, we get, like, I think it's maybe 3 or 4 officers that are killed in the line of duty. The US last year, that number was over 9,000, I believe. Actually, no, I believe that's over a lifetime, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check my facts. So obviously I haven't researched this. This is just me purely just saying what I've heard, saying my personal opinion. So I'm not a specialist in guns. I've never ever experienced law enforcement in the US. But I know that even the police in the UK, like I have a lot of friends who are police officers, and they always say that American police always patrol like today could be their last day. In the UK, you're more likely to turn up on a call of Nanny who's lost her card and it's stolen by Mr. Ramadama Ding Dong from the middle of Bangladesh and he's spent £55. But Nanny is sad and she expects you to go all the way to Mr. Ramadama Ding Dong's house in Bangladesh, and I'm just using that name as an example, so don't get triggered. But I'm just using that name as an example because these are the kind of things that you're expected to do. But anyway, I'm going to quit my complaining. Let me know your opinion in the comments below. I'd love to have a talk with some of my subscribers. And make sure to subscribe. Obviously, Discord links will be set in the description. As I said, description to Discord in description. Sorry for ending that short. I had to cut a little bit of the video off. But yeah, Discord links in the description box below if you're interested in just coming on having a chat with me. Discord links will be down below. Obviously I'm in voice chat now. I'll be recording some videos later, so if you want to be featured in any of my videos, come into my Discord, PM me. I generally answer as quickly as I can, but thank you anyway